I manage when I handle hoes. I touch a camel toe and
salutations, family. Peace. Like to welcome you all back to Inside the Eye of the Storm. And I'm going to be dropping this new segment called Ride Along With Me. Cruise through the city and just spit a little game to y'all. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But I just been noticing right now in social media that you see a lot of women that have been engaged in monogamous long-term relationships seem that they can't be happy in those long-term monogamous relationships. You see it with Tiana Taylor and her ex-husband. They just split now. She's gone and jumped into a new relationship. You've seen it with Remy Ma and Papoose. They had a long-term marriage and she ended up cheating on him and actually going and being with another less successful, less big time battle rapper, Easy the Block Captain. And you see it in a whole lot of different spaces. You also see it with Cardi B and Offset. And the crazy part about it with Cardi B and Offset, because you're looking at a female who is chosen. You're looking at a female who is chosen from being in a monogamous long-term relationship in a marriage with Offset, and she claims that Offset, the reason that her and Offset's marriage didn't work is because of infidelity. And it's crazy because she leaves the relationship with Offset to go and engage in a relationship with Stefan Diggs. And it's crazy because Stefan Diggs is known to get around. Stefan Diggs has been known to smash, numerous women, and he just had a newborn baby girl not too long ago. I know the baby's at least not even 6 months old yet. But you leave your marriage with Offset to go and engage in this endeavor with Stefan Diggs, and whether it's just going out and having fun or whatever it is, you claim that the reason you left your marriage and your long-term monogamous relationship is because your husband was being unfaithful or your husband was breaking monogamy in your marriage. Then you go out and jump into a situationship with a young man that's a professional football player who's not taking you serious, and you become a member of his stable, a member of his harem. So you're looking at women right now in society. These women will actually rather be members of a stable or a concubine in a man's harem than being a man's wife and being the man's significant other. When you look at it, it really makes no sense, family. It's real troubling to me. And I just wanted to jump on here and really speak to the fact on that when, in this segment of Ride Along with the Storm. When you look at it, it's just crazy for real because, Cardi B's main thing was always that Offset wasn't unfaithful to her. He went outside their marriage, but now she jumps into a situationship with dude Stefan Diggs, and Stefan Diggs is a serial polygamist. You see him; he's been with numerous women. Like I said, he had a baby that just was on the way. It's been a little bit of back and forth on social media between Cardi B and his baby mom. His baby mom posted a picture of her and Stefan Diggs together, saying something to the effect that they were together and they still were having unprotected sex. So when you look at it, it's really a messy situation. This shit is messy for real. And it's crazy for you to leave the confines of a committed relationship and a long-term monogamous relationship, a marriage, to your husband Offset that you have 2 children by, just to jump into a situationship with a young man, Stefan Diggs, and become part of his harem, become one of his concubines in his harem, become one of his side pieces. It's ridiculous for real for you to downgrade yourself like that. And what makes it even more astounding to me, family, is the number of women on social media and the number of women right now just speaking out, saying that this is what they aspire to. This is relationship goals for them. When you look at it, they're talking about, Cardi B, she upgraded, or Cardi B's doing her thing, she just having fun. What kind of fun is that? I notice whenever you see modern day liberal females speak and they talk about having fun or just having fun, it's always dealing with some hoe shit. It's always dealing with 304 shit. is always dealing with them having promiscuous sex, them being promiscuous, them running around and gallivanting around half dressed and engaging in debauchery for real. When it comes down to it, family, and you look at it, what these women call fun is really 304 behavior. They're really for the streets. And when you look at social media right now, that's what these women are really engaging in. These women are looking to be concubines, they're looking to be side pieces, and they're looking to just be jump offs to whatever man that they find is suitable or meets their requirement for them to be jump offs to. And it's crazy because women always speak about men's infidelity and how men don't hold their relationships with women sacred. But when you look at it, how can men respect their relationships with women, and how are men supposed to hold these relationships sacred when you look at women, and women don't hold these relationships sacred? And not only do they don't hold relationships sacred, they don't have respect for their own relationships, and they don't respect the relationships of other women. You see Cardi B, she would be upset with Offset because Offset was entertaining females outside of their relationship or outside of their marriage. But then she turns right around. She engages Stephon Diggs, a man who has a baby mama who he just had a baby with recently, a newborn baby with recently, but she doesn't show any respect to his baby mama. So in turn, how do you expect anyone to respect your relationship or your marriage? It's just ridiculous. And when you look at it, oftentimes men are blamed for infidelity in relationships, but it takes two to tango. And men aren't out here essaying women. They're not out here stealing sex from women. These women are voluntarily giving sex to these men because they see these men as high value. And when women see men as high value, they don't care about that man being attached to another woman. They don't care about that man being in a relationship with another woman. All those women worry about is getting their needs met. Are they being satisfied? And if are they operating on their own emotional gratification? They don't care about anyone else. And men have said this forever, but it's starting to become more and more apparent with the proliferation of social media. You have these women out here that feel they don't have to have any respect for anyone else's relationship. They'll rather be jump-offs, side pieces, and concubines in men's harem than be men's wives. It doesn't make any sense. I remember back in the day, you would see a lot of older gentlemen, they would have relationships, long-term relationships. They would have wives and children, and they would have mistresses, and they would have even other families on the other side of town. But those men wives always was steadfast and always committed to their relationship, even if they stepped outside the relationship and chose to engage in extramarital affairs themselves. But what those women did not do is they didn't forsake their vows, and they didn't jump from one relationship where they were the number one into a relationship where they were the side piece or the concubine in another man's harem. It makes no sense, family. You can't even make any logic out of it. It was an old saying back in the day, and it's an old saying amongst us Southern folks: you don't trade the witch for the devil. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do it. You're the main one, you're the wife. Why would you jump from a relationship where you're the wife and then you go and want to be another man's side piece or another concubine in another man's harem? It makes no sense. It makes very little sense. And it's all operating without order, family, and it's very tragic. But that's going to be all for me on this episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm in my new segment, Ride Along with the Storm. Thank y'all for joining me in this one, family. If y'all like this and y'all want me to start dropping more of these, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me here for every episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm, whether it be my rate and reaction videos, whether I'm giving social commentary on something I seen on the internet, or whether this is my newest segment here, Ride Along with the Storm. Check me out, family. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.